Welcome to Zonal Board Creations Learning Videos. Our today's topic is how to avoid people whom you don't want to talk to. Have you ever felt very low about yourself? When you talk to new people, like kind of inferior, how can you not make yourself feel that way? As far as we see, avoiding such people is the best we can do because we should never talk to someone who makes us feel that way. But how can you do so without being rude to them or hurting them? Well, avoiding is nothing but being away from someone or something. Try to find ways to be away from them every time you see them. Have a go-to reason to give. And eventually, when they know that you are purposely avoiding them, they will also be away from you. But what if this doesn't work out too? So, in this video, let's see how to avoid people you don't want to talk to. Like how we can ignore these people, how to never meet them, or how you can give some reasons to be away from them and eventually either them knowing the truth, or you telling them the truth. As we all know, time is very precious and we really don't want to waste our time by spending it with someone we don't want to talk to. Sometimes that same thing happens to you. Sometimes you want to avoid or ignore the person, but they are always with you. This could lead you to several losses such as your time and patience. But you feel it is very hard to avoid people, as you don't want to say that they are wasting your time because it would be rude and this could also hurt them. So, if you are looking for different ways in which you can start avoiding and ignoring the person without telling them, then this is the clip, where we can discuss the different ways to avoid them. First, start ignoring them. Ignoring that person can be a better way, and the very first step to avoid someone. Sometimes only ignoring that person for weeks can help you to get rid of them. Always try to talk to the person as little as you can. And after a while that person will understand that you are trying to avoid them and they will also try to be away from you. Hence, you must take advantage of this human tendency, as it would make it easier. Second, mute them. If the person whom you're trying to ignore for a long time is always texting you, then the best thing that you can do is that mute them. Mute is a feature that is available in every messenger app. When you enable this feature, you will not get any text notifications from that person, and by that, you will not reply to them. This will make the other person think that you are ignoring them, and at the same time, that person will eventually stop texting you. If the person is continuously irritating you by spamming messages, and if you are very much irritated, then one thing you can do is to block them. Third, start ghosting them. Ghosting can be a lifesaver for you if you want to avoid that person completely. If you really don't care about being rude, it's better to cut off all communication with that person without any explanation. And this is called ghosting. Fourth, have a go-to reason. Sometimes there are situations where you're hanging out with your friends, and the person you are trying to avoid suddenly shows up. Then in these situations, you may wonder what you should do to get out of that situation. Then in these situations, all you can do is to have a go-to reason. To give an excuse that someone important is calling or texting you. This will help you to get out of that situation. And as we discussed earlier, the person you are always trying to avoid will understand that you are faking it to avoid them. At last, the naked truth is always better than the dressed lie. This can be one of the toughest ways to avoid the person, as telling them the truth that you are avoiding them. It could be very rude to that person and it will also hurt them. But you should keep one thing in your mind. Nobody is important to you more than how much you are to yourself. This could hurt them a lot, but this could also release a huge burden from you, as after that you don't have to hide from that person. In conclusion, navigating difficult relationships can be a challenging and delicate process, particularly when it comes to distancing oneself from another person. By implementing the techniques we've discussed, you can approach the situation with confidence and grace, ultimately freeing yourself from the burden of an unhealthy relationship. With this newfound freedom, you can redirect your energy toward the things that truly matter, and enjoy a greater sense of peace and fulfillment in your life. Remember, you deserve to surround yourself with positivity and joy. And by taking steps to protect your mental and emotional well-being, you can pave the way for a brighter future. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you found it informative and inspiring. We have hundreds of such videos on various topics. Please subscribe and visit www.zomaboard.com for more details. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below.